This is not a message about how to get rich quick. It is not about a secret algorithm, a hidden crypto coin, or a magic loophole that the elites are hiding from you. If you are looking for comfort, stop reading. But if you are ready to dismantle the lies you've been told about wealth and rebuild your philosophy on a foundation of ironclad reality, then this is for you. Here is the brutal truth about making money. 1. The market does not care about your why. We live in an era that romanticizes passion. We are told to find our why, to follow our dreams, and that the money will follow. This is a half-truth that destroys potential. The brutal reality is that the market, the collective entity of everyone with a wallet, does not care about your dreams. It does not care about your struggle, your good intentions, or your need to pay rent. The market is inherently selfish. The market only cares about value. Money is simply a medium of exchange for value provided. If you want more money, you must provide more value. You must solve a problem that is painful, urgent, or annoying for someone else. If you solve a small problem for a few people, you earn a pittance. If you solve a big problem for a few people, you earn a living. If you solve a massive problem for millions of people, you build an empire. Stop asking, how can I make money, and start asking, how can I be useful? The moment you shift your focus from your own wallet to the problems of others, the money begins to flow. 2. You are paid for difficulty, not effort. This is the hardest pill to swallow for the hardworking. You can dig a hole in the ground with a spoon for 12 hours a day. That is immense effort. It is backbreaking work. But it is worth nothing because it solves no problem and anyone can do it. Wealth is not generated by working hard, it is generated by becoming hard to replace. If anyone can do what you do, your income will always be capped by the lowest bidder. High income goes to those who do what is difficult, scary, complex, or unpleasant. The surgeon gets paid for the years of study and the precision under pressure. The entrepreneur gets paid for taking on the risk that the employee refused to take. The investor gets paid for the discipline to delay gratification when everyone else is spending. If you want to change your tax bracket, you must deliberately choose a path that is difficult. You must acquire skills that are scarce. 3. There is no such thing as passive income at first. The internet is flooded with the allure of passive income. It is the siren song of the lazy. The truth? Passive income is the reward for a period of massive, unpaid, active obsession. To write a book that sells while you sleep, you must spend a year agonizing over the manuscript. To own real estate that pays you rent, you must spend years saving capital and navigating the stress of ownership. To build a business that runs without you, you must first work 80 hours a week to build the systems. You do not get to skip the active part. You must be willing to work for free, sometimes for years, building an asset that might pay you later. If you cannot handle delayed gratification, you will never be wealthy. You will only be paid by the hour. 4. Money amplifies who you already are. Many people chase money because they believe it will fix their internal brokenness. They think, if I were rich, I would be confident. I would be happy. I would be generous. The brutal truth is that money is a magnifying glass. If you are an insecure jerk, money will make you a powerful, insecure jerk. If you are anxious poor, you will be paranoid rich. If you are bad at managing $1,000, you will be catastrophic at managing $1 million. Money solves money problems. It pays for the best doctors, but it cannot buy health. It pays for a house, but it cannot build a home. If you do not work on your character while you work on your bank account, you will arrive at the finish line only to realize you are emotionally bankrupt. 5. You will be lonely. This is the part nobody puts in the brochure. When you decide to get serious about making money, you will likely lose friends. Not because you become arrogant, but because you become different. While your peers are discussing Netflix, celebrity gossip, and how much they hate their bosses, you will be thinking about leverage, assets, and self-improvement. The conversation will dry up. You will look at the weekend as an opportunity to build, while they look at it as an escape. You will be misunderstood. They will call you obsessed. They will say you changed. And they are right. You have changed. You have chosen to exit the matrix of mediocrity. You must be willing to walk alone until you find the tribe that is climbing the same mountain. 6. The boring middle. Movies show the eureka moment and the champagne popping at the end. They skip the 10 years in the middle. Real wealth building is incredibly boring. It is doing the same thing, day in and day out. It is sending the 500th cold email. It is investing into the index fund every month for 20 years. It is fixing the bug in the code at 2 a.m. on a Saturday. Success is not an event, it is a habit. It is the result of thousands of unsexy, repetitive choices compounded over time. If you require constant excitement and novelty, you will sabotage yourself. You must fall in love with the boredom of consistency. 7. It is your fault. This is the most liberating and most terrifying truth of all. We live in a world of victims. It is the economy's fault. The government's fault. My parents' fault. My boss's fault. As long as you blame external forces for your financial situation, you are handing them the power. If the economy is the reason you are poor, then you have to wait for the economy to fix itself before you can be rich. You are a passenger. The moment you accept that your bank account is a direct reflection of your choices, your skills, and your discipline, you regain control. You chose to watch TV instead of learning sales. You chose the safe job instead of the side hustle. You chose debt instead of investment. This is not to say that luck doesn't play a role, or that some people don't start with disadvantages. They do. But the only variable you can control is you. Own your failures so you can own your success. The verdict. The brutal truth is that making money is simple, but it is not easy. It requires you to kill your ego, embrace discomfort, provide undeniable value, and outlast everyone else who quits when it gets hard. The world is full of starters. The world is desperate for finishers. The gate to wealth is not locked. It is just heavy. Most people push on it once, decide it won't budge, and walk away. You have to lean your shoulder into it and push until your muscles scream, and then push some more. So, are you going to keep complaining about the weight? Or are you going to get strong enough to open it? The choice is yours. If you want to see us again, hit the subscribe button.